Hello, welcome to Yin to Restorative Yoga. And in this practice, we're going to just relax and just let it go and just open up. So, for today's practice, there's a few things you may need. Um, Blocks are not required, but they can be helpful in certain poses and some setups for the end for a restorative position. If you have and want to use those, you can also fold up blankets or stack pillows if you have those. This cushion is a bolster. It's a very sturdy cushion. I'm going to be using this today. You can use sturdy pillows as well in place of this if that's what you have. You can also stack blankets in place of a bolster sometimes as well. And I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blankets here, and then my base blanket on my mat. We may not need that many, but I like to have more than what I may need just in case I have them. So you'll want some blankets. Bath towels work just as well. And then we'll just start standing. I'm going to take my feet about hip width apart here. So hips, knees, and toes are going to track in this relative alignment. And I'm just going to zip up from that front body, from the pubic bone behind the navel. Hands can be here, or you can have them at heart center, wherever it's comfortable and natural for them to be. You can always be at your side. Just take a moment. Can you find all 4 corners of the feet and find that balance there? Can the knees be a little soft? And notice if you tend to put your weight more on one side than the other. So I tend to put a little bit more on my left. I'm just going to balance that out. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing around the face and the eyes, and clenching that jaw. Taking a big inhale through the nose, expanding that rib cage, and slowly exhaling out the nose. So when we breathe in and out the nose, it activates that parasympathetic nervous system, the nervous system that takes us out of the fight or flight, the rest and digest. And then taking a moment here to set your intention for this practice. What would you like to give, receive in this practice this morning, this afternoon, or this evening? Mine is almost always gratitude these days. In a crazy world, I am so gracious for what I do have and what I'm able to do. And then from here, we'll open the eyes and release the arms down. We're just going to do some gentle rotations here. Let the knees bend with you. Let the hips go side to side. And then from here, we'll just go into a side bend from center. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, side bend to the left. Trying to keep the shoulders and the hips in alignment. So sometimes as we age, we tend to go into this rotation here. See if you could open that up. And then we'll come up. Big inhale and reach. And then we'll take that to the other side. Breathing and expanding that rib cage. And we'll come back up. Big inhale and reach. Good. Just a gentle bend. How deep you come matters not. Good. Let's come up. Pressing through the feet and the legs. Nice and slow and controlled movement here. Good. And exhale, hands to heart center. Our first pose is going to be dangle. And we're going to do this one for about 2 minutes. So there's different ways you can dangle. You can let the knees bend here. Just kind of let the arms and the head and neck hang free. If that's too much, hands can always be on blocks. And you can even build up your blocks here. Some people just like a little bit of a head connection. So always just give yourself what it is that you need. Now, I don't need right at the moment blocks, but I'm going to have them handy just in case. I'm just going to let the head and neck be free. Let the arms be free. Knees are going to be a little bendy. And we'll breathe. Some people
end angle. Also like to grab opposite elbows here. If that's something that would feel good to you and you would like to go there, please feel free to do so. And coming back to that breath, relaxing around the eyes and the forehead, and clenching that jaw, returning to intention. Relax through the cheeks. Even weight in the feet. Turn the breath. And then from here. Good. Now, we don't want to just pop up out of a dangle. So you can take your hands to your blocks or to the floor. You're going to take the knees down. And if it would feel good to you, you can just still let the head hang to just kind of shift side to side. Let yourself do so. And then we're going to take this into a child's pose. So knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Arms can be long in front of you or hands back by the ankles, just kind of depending on how you feel in the shoulders. Now we're going to be here for 2 minutes as well. I want to open up through my armpits a little bit. So I'm going to take my blocks here. I'm going to make sure that my elbows are supported on the blocks, and then I'm just going to hang through here. This may not be appropriate for you. So always do what's best for your body. Once you settle in just a little bit, careful not to ever go past a 5 or a 10 on a pain scale. And turning to that breath, relaxing around the forehead and the eyes, and clenching that jaw, and releasing around the cheeks. And return to intention. If it feels appropriate to let the knees slide out a little bit wider, depending on where you're at, feel free to allow it. It's okay for you. You can back off anytime. Everything from here. Good. I'm going to carefully come up a little bit, move my arms from the blocks. And I'll take those blocks to the side for right now. Good. And then when ready, I'm going to take my legs back. Now we're going to come into a sphinx. So actually, I do want to come up into this. For some people, it works better if you have a little bit of support under the pelvis. So you can always take a blanket, and it's usually not a lot of support. So if your blanket was kind of folded up like this, I would probably undo it till you're more like this. And then I'm gonna actually use this today. Good. We'll come here. Good. So then for the support, if you need it or going to use it, you're going to come forward. You want the edge of the pelvis to be right at the edge of the crease of your blanket. There you go. And then this is going to be another 2 minutes. So then from here, just to make sure I'm everything in the right place, I'm going to walk my fingertips a little forward here. Good. So I want my elbows to be a little forward of the shoulder. And then with the belly button in, legs are going to be hip width apart. I'm going to press into the hands, the forearms, and the elbows. So I'm pressing the shoulders away from the ears, and I'm in this little extension here. Okay. So if you feel anything crunching in the low back, you're too high in your extension, and you need to lower a little bit. And belly button is in. And there's different things you can do here. You can just be. You can take the head and neck from side to side. Maybe do some little rolls here. It's your practice. Give yourself what you need. And remember, if you need to come out of anything before the time is up, feel free to do so. You're still expanding that rib cage on the breath. You're still pressing away from the ears, so really press into the arms and the elbows, letting the shoulders be down, strengthening that upper body a little bit. Belly button is in nice and tight to protect the back. And returning to your intention. Maybe it was gratitude. Maybe it was something else. Maybe your intention has changed since we began. Happens more often than you think, and is totally okay. Good. Excuse me. We're going to take this down now out of that extension. Make a recovery pillow with your hands. You can turn from the hips, knees, and toes out a little bit here and just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle through the hips. And when you feel like you're ready, hands can come underneath the shoulders. Okay. And then we'll press ourselves up. We're going to take this into a caterpillar pose. Caterpillar. So another name for caterpillar is a seated forward fold. I'm just going to pull that up, move that to the side. And you may or may not want a bolster here or a block. And this is going to be another 2 minutes, but I'll show you a couple options, different things for different people, different bodies. So the easiest way is to let this bolster kind of come right between the legs. And so now you've got this support to kind of just hold right here. Okay. You can also take the legs together with the bolster resting on it and do the same thing. Okay. Some of you may not need the bolster, especially if you want this one to be a little bit more active. Maybe you just come to that regular forward fold, maybe hands at the shins or the feet or the toes. Some of you that can go beyond, you might take a block here and kind of hold on there. I'm going to take a block here. I'm not going to use it right off the bat, but eventually I'll get there. So set yourself up for success wherever it is that you need to be for your body. And then from here, good. I'm just going to lean forward. Good. And I'm going to come right to my toes. So on this one, as you come in, I would come into about 85 to 90%. Don't come into your max right off from the start. Give your body space to open up. Your body will let you know when it's ready to come deeper because it'll want to come deeper on an exhale. Breathe and expand. Countering that extension and some flexion. And relaxing around the forehead and the eyes. Relaxing around the cheeks. Unclenching that jaw. Wherever you are here, can you still expand that rib cage on the inhale? Breathing in and out through the nose. From here, wherever you went, especially if you did a non-bolster version, you want to gently just come up from there. And then if it would feel good to you to twist in one direction, you can take that. And then maybe the other. Good. I'm going to reset the timer. I'm going to add 30 seconds to it. We're going to come into a half frog here for 2.5 minutes on each side. And so again, if you want that pelvic support, like we did for Sphinx, I would bring that in. So I'm going to bring that in for myself here. Good. And then I'm going to make sure that I've got a blanket on my right side because that's the side that faces you right now. And so that's the side you're going to see first. I'm going to make sure I've got a folded blanket over here on the side. And what it will do, I'm on a hard floor. So if you're on a carpeted floor, you may not even need this, but this is going to make my knee a little bit happier. And then I'm going to make sure I've got another one on this other side here. And I'm just going to go ahead and set that up. And so then once you're ready, good, you're going to come forward on your blanket. If you are using one for pelvic support, come forward enough to take that pelvis right to the edge. Good. And then from here, I'm going to take my right knee and I'm trying to bring it up in line with my hip. Okay, so it doesn't need to come up any higher. And then my ankle is in line with this knee here, and the foot's going to turn out. Okay, so from here, good. I'm just going to kind of settle down. We'll be here for about 2.5 minutes. Now, it won't feel like a lot in the beginning, but you'll really notice it once we get to the end and come out. But if you need to come out earlier, please do. Belly button is in nice and tight. And we breathe. Try to find some big, expansive breath. Expanding that rib cage. In and out through the nose. Softening around the eyes. Softening around the cheeks. And clenching that jaw. Returning to breath and intention. Now from here, we're going to gently let this right leg travel back down, straight behind the body. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the hips, or just kind of notice one side and the other. And something that I'm noticing right now, maybe you are too, my right side feels a little bit longer than the left side. So sometimes it's nice just to take a pause before you go to the other side after doing this one and kind of notice that difference in the subtleties coming in. So we're going to take that to the other side now. So we're going to pull up that left knee. Left knee is right in line with the hip. Knee and ankle are in alignment. That foot is turning out to the left. And then we'll come back. Good. You can kind of switch hands as to which one's on the top or the bottom. And then we'll come here for another 2.5 minutes. And breathe. Allowing the body to settle. Allowing the body to sink in. Big expansive breath. In and out through the nose. Relaxing around the eyes, the cheeks, and clenching that jaw. And then from here, very gently, very slowly, you're going to lift that left leg and slide down and back in line with the hip and just be there for a moment. Just kind of notice. Hopefully everything starting to feel a little bit more even now. And then when you're ready, good. We're going to take the hands under the shoulders. I'm going to slowly come up. So we're going to set up for a restorative twist, a restorative twist. And I'm going to use my bolster for that today. Come to this side. And I'm going to, and especially if you're a taller person, you might want to take a folded blanket, kind of put that up on top of there. Okay. I don't need the space blankets. I'm gonna fold up some of these. And just kind of toss them to the side, but don't toss them too far away. Okay. We'll do this one for 2.5 minutes each side as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sit up against my bolster. Your feet, your legs, they can all do whatever it is that they need to do for them to be more comfortable. Good. I'm going to zip up as much as I can, and I'm going to rotate here. And then I'm going to walk this down. Good. And then just find that nice flip. And the eyes can be open or grounded. Actually, you know what? I'm going to bring in another blanket here. Make it almost like a little pillow here. So always take care of yourself as you need to, filling in any spaces as you need to, and then just breathe and expand. And just sink in. So you might feel some tightness in some areas doing this twist in the beginning. I hope that as you breathe and allow yourself to be with it as long as it's not causing pain, you begin to open up, settle in, knowing that the props are there to support you and it's safe to let go. I just caught myself kind of holding on through the hips and just relaxed there a little bit. Always coming back to breath, relaxing around the forehead and the eyes, around the cheeks, and clenching that jaw. Returning to your intention. What are you grateful for? Hmm. And then from here, just like a yin pose, you never want to just pop up out of a restorative position. You can take your hands underneath the shoulders very gently. We're going to come back up. Now, if that felt good to you on the side, it's probably going to feel good to you on the other side. So I'm going to encourage you to keep your setup the way it is. And then we're just going to turn around to that other side. Okay. So getting your feet and everything the way that they need to be. And then from here, from a nice tall position, we're going to rotate toward our props. And then we're going to settle down. Good. And now the head and neck are going to turn in the other direction. Breathing, expanding. And seeing if there's anywhere that you could soften just a little bit more. And relaxing around the forehead, around the eyes, the cheek. And clenching that jaw. In and out through the nose with that breath. And return to intention. How can I invite more gratitude into my day? And then sit here. Good. Again, we don't want to just jump up here, taking the hands under the shoulders. Good. Gently, slowly, gonna come up. Good. And then come back to the seat. Just sit here for a moment. And as you're sitting here for a moment, I'm going to show you some options that you can take for your Shavasana today. So there is the traditional restorative Shavasana, which is absolutely lovely. And for that one, there's different ways you can make it more comfortable. But I like to take the bolster underneath my legs. I have a little bit of a neck pillow back here. Yeah. And then I like to have a blanket on each side just for my arms so that they're nice and supported, and then a blanket on top of me because you can get a little chilly sometimes in Shavasana. So it, basically looks like this, like that. Okay. For some of you, that's going to be what you choose. Others might want a little bit of a hip opening incline version today. And if that is you, then we will set that up. So I'm going to take my bolster. You can also do this with folded blankets as well. And a lot of it also depends on how much of an incline it is that you want. So I'm going to take a block here at its highest setting and a block as its lowest setting. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a block here and go here. It's not quite as high. Good. Now, for me, not for everyone, but for me, I like a little bit of neck support. I'm going to take that here. And then for my hip support, what I'm going to do is, so I unrolled this blanket here. Now I'm a short person. This is going to work for me. Other people might need to undo this one more time. But what you're going to do, once you know that the fold is right for your body, is you're going to roll this up here. Just like that. Okay, you'll set that aside here for a moment. Then I'm going to take a blanket here, and just so that my arms can be somewhere and supported, and one on the other side. And I think that should do it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the soles of my feet together. I'm going to take this rolled blanket, set it on top, and then I'm going to put it in here. So now I've got that support of my hips in here and a little bit of a hip opener as I come into Shavasana. And I'm going to undo my hair clip here. And let's take this for 5 minutes today. When you hear the timer go off after the 5 minutes, we're going to gently come out. So don't pop right up out of your Shavasana. So once you're ready and you're all set, we'll go for right here. Good. And breathe and expand. And then we'll settle down further a little bit here with the breath. We're going to inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. We'll do that 4 times. A big exhale to prepare. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, just very gently, still try to keep the eyes closed. Just bring a little bit of a wiggle into the fingers and the toes. Gently take the head and neck from side to side. Good. Now, in the way that's best for you, and that's probably going to depend on what type of Shavasana you chose, carefully make your way to the side. If you did incline, you'll be on incline to your side. Breathing, you can open your eyes when you're ready. And when you're ready, then we'll come back up. Noticing for a moment how you feel, hopefully a little bit calmer, a little bit more at ease, open and relax. Big inhale, and we'll reach the arms up overhead, touching the hands together. As we bring them down, we'll stop the thumbs at the forehead for good and true thoughts, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you always have an attitude of gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.